Hello, everybody. How you doing? How you doing? It's 4 o'clock on the dot. Here on whatever day of the week it is. Thursday? Yeah, today's Thursday. I got my wine. We're ready to go. Like, comment, share so we can reach more people. If you guys can hear me okay, let me know in the comments. I'm trying out some new audio settings, which should sound better on your end, and it also eliminates me having to wear bulky headphones. Say hello, how you doing? Mindy, Jessica in Glen Eagle, Sue is in Dumont, Derek, Michael, Tamara loud and clear, perfect. Sherry up in Pawnee Buttes, Dakota and Toland, I know exactly where that's at. Most people don't, but I know. Hi guys, great to see you. I love this new sound setting. I think this sounds a lot better than bulky headphones. Great to see all you guys. Hope you're staying warm. Dusty Craft, if you're watching, I broke out the Windsor. So Dusty Craft is my realtor. He helped me buy my beautiful home I'm currently sitting in with the Realty One Group here in Greeley, and he gifted me a wonderful bottle of wine. It's a Pinot Noir from the Windsor Winery in California. It's a 2018, and it's so good. Look at the legs on that. This is the Allison Janney of wines. It's all legs. Don't delete me. That was dumb. All right. Great to see you guys. Hello, hi, hello. Everybody's 10 of you are freezing. Shocking. Great to see you guys. Trip to Effie, amazing. So I was up at Effie Warren Air Force Base in Cheyenne a few days ago. Wonderful people up there, and I was truly honored to tour the base. With they rolled out the red carpet for me. I felt like I didn't deserve it, but they treated me really well, and I got to do some really cool discussions with them. So it was really cool being in Southeast Wyoming for a day. Hello, great to see all of you guys. Am I drinking on the job, Vicky? Yes, and I am not sorry about it. Snowing in Casterly Rock, according to Sarah. Nice Christmas stocking. Thanks. For those of you that have followed me long enough, you know that I've always, at least for the last 2 or 3 years, I've always had a Christmas stocking that way, dangling above my shoulder, because I choose joy any time of the year and not just the holidays. Deer Trail-ish, Joanne, great to see you. Lee Huller, Amy in Tinmouth. Marie, we saw snowflakes today between Denver and the Springs, I believe it, and more is coming. Don't worry, for those of you that are missing the live, I am recording this. I will post it with captions in its entirety afterwards so that you guys can go back and refer to it at any time. Nicole, it is very windy, blowy in Salida. I believe it. Kimberly, snowed in Colorado Springs. Black Forest, Mickey Huller. Ann and Berthid. Good crew. I'm loving the energy. Every like, share, and follow helps me, helps you, helps other people. So grab your adult beverage and let's dive into the forecast discussion, shall we? Sorry, I was thirsty. All right. Let me pull up my screen real quick and I will show you guys these cute little slides I put together. So as I said, more snowfall is on the way. So let's get into the details, get into the nitty gritty. Peyton, did you already tell us what you're drinking? So I get so distracted so easily. I'm drinking a vintage, well, I don't know if it's vintage. It's vintage to me, but it's Pinot Noir from the Windsor Winery in California, 2018. Gifted to me by the great Dusty Craft from the Realty One Group, 4 Points real estate group here in Greeley. Wonderful people, helped me buy my house, and he's definitely got good taste in wine. So, all right, let's go back to the slides. Obviously, scattered areas of rain, drizzle, snur showers out there today. I feel pretty proud and pretty happy with my forecast because for people that just can't seem to let go of their apps for some reason when they're looking at forecast details, you probably saw our temperatures getting into the upper 40s and low 50s, and I knew better. Um, we tend to develop inversions near the ground with really shallow air masses like this behind cold fronts, especially when there's an upslope component. And so I just knew based on experience, we were probably going to struggle getting out of the 30s today. And so far that is verified. I think the high temperature here in Greeley is 30. We've only gotten 37 degrees here in Greeley today. And I know many of you looking at the RTMA analysis today have also been stuck in the 30s. And just enough snowfall here overnight to make the ground wide, at least for the northern half of the area. But let's go back to the slides. And this is what I wanted to show you guys. Let me turn off the banner because it is blocking a little bit of the information on my slides. So this is my snow. This is what I'm thinking for snowfall here as we head Friday afternoon and into the day on Saturday. We talk probabilities and not deterministic. And the reason why we do probabilities is because deterministic forecasting really is me giving you a forecast, which is line burps, warps. Ooh, don't delete me. I'm not drunk yet, I swear. I give you an exact snowfall forecast. Let's say I'm expecting 3.5 inches of snowfall in Colorado Springs Saturday morning. That's a deterministic forecast. So I'm giving you an exact number, a threshold of what to expect. And me as a forecasting meteorologist, I'm going to stick to that. Okay. I look at the deterministic runs, the controlled runs of the forecast model data. They tell me a certain number. I spit that information out to you. That's deterministic forecasting. That's not generally how I operate my page and my weather forecast. I do probabilities instead. And what I do is I offer scenario-based forecasting, which takes into account all of the uncertainties and the variables that Colorado, Wyoming, and the western Nebraska panhandle throws at us. And that's because of the Rocky Mountains, the Cheyenne Ridge, the Palmer Divide, the donut hole in Pueblo County, the foothills. We have an incredibly wide range of climate variabilities here across our forecasting region. So I think it's responsible to do probability and scenario-based forecasting. That way there's no surprises. I take a lot of pride in my work, and I don't do probabilities as a scapegoat or to cry wolf. I legitimately do it to make sure that you guys have all the information that you need to make educated decisions, whether it's operationally at work, whether you work for a school district and you've got the livelihood of parents and kiddos traveling to and from school to homes or jobs, businesses that work outside in the elements. If you're traveling through the corridors, I-70, I-76, I-80, I-25, all major thoroughfares that are impacted by winter weather here in Colorado, and even flying in and out of Denver, DIA, and Colorado Springs, the two major airport hubs here locally. And then, of course, you've got Rocky Mountain as well as Centennial, small commercial flights every day in and out of Cheyenne. Weather has a significant impact on operational decisions here locally. And I want to make sure that you guys have all the information that you need to make those educated decisions. So let's talk about probabilities, shall we? Here's the snowfall accumulation potential, what I think is the most likely scenario. So Friday afternoon, holler, sorry, Lauren Hoffman from Wiggins. Anytime I say holler, it just makes my heart explode. So I got to say hi. Holler for everybody that's hopping on late. Sorry, I was thirsty. I hadn't had a drink in like 3 minutes. So here's the most likely scenario. I think there's a high probability of up to 6 inches of snowfall in the foothills Foothills is defined as the area west of I-25 between 6,000 and 9,000 feet. So that will include Bailey, Conifer, Genesee, Nederland, Lyons, Estes Park, Rocky Mountain National Park, Red Feather Lakes, just to name a few cities, okay? High probability of up to 6 inches in the foothills, and in the central and northern mountains, there's a reasonable probability that locations above 8,000 feet could see a foot of snow, okay? And that's due to the banded nature of snowfall, and I'm going to show that to you here on the radar analysis here in just a minute. Down here at lower elevations, so the I-25 corridor and the Northeast Plains, there's a high probability of up to 1 inch along I-25 in the Northeast Plains. There's a high probability of up to 3 inches west of I-25, so the South Denver burbs, Highlands Ranch, Ken Carroll, Lone Tree, Parker, and going up and onto the Palmer Divide. So Casterly Rock, Castle Pines, Larkspur, Palmer Lake, Monument, Glen Eagle, okay? Black Forest, Falcon. There's a high probability of up to 3 inches in those locations. And then there's a 20% probability of at least 6 inches or more falling in banded areas of snowfall anywhere between Greeley and Colorado Springs. Now, that's a pretty big distance. That's a pretty big spread going from Greeley to Colorado Springs. You're looking at 150 miles. So there could be banded areas of snowfall Friday afternoon into Saturday morning that set up anywhere between those two locations. So anybody between Greeley and Colorado Springs needs to be prepared for this 20% probability that you could receive heavier snowfall amounts. And I'll show you guys what that looks like here in the radar analysis in just a minute. Now, I know a lot of you in the comments are asking about your particular backyard and location, and I'm going to ask you to calm down. Be patient, and I'm going to do my best to explain this scenario so that there's no surprises. And then, of course, take a drink, chill. Sorry, I was thirsty. I hadn't had a drink in like 3 minutes. All right, let's go to the next slide. Here's the funny part. On Sunday, you're back at the pool. Not joking. Newbies, welcome to Colorado. We don't have seasons here. You just need to be prepared for all of them, sometimes in one day. So here's your forecasted highs on Sunday. We're looking at upper 60s. Some of you in the low 70s. It's so stupid. But this is not the first time this has happened, okay? Upper 60s, low 70s on Sunday. Enjoy the pool after all the snow melts by like 8 o'clock Sunday. This is just, I love it so much. I've got this new swim trunk I want to wear, and it looks like maybe Sunday. All right, let's go to the radar and satellite analysis. That's what I want to show you next. Oop, there we go. All right, so this map is probably pretty damn confusing to all of you. This is an upper air chart, so this allows me to see what the winds are doing way up in the atmosphere. We're talking jet stream levels, so 35, 40,000 feet, because the jet stream is the highway. The highway is what steers and impacts our weather patterns, okay? And storm systems love to ride this conveyor belt or this highway like cars, all right? So what I love to do when I'm forecasting the weather is I zoom way out to 40,000 feet. I look at the broad synoptic scale. What's the weather pattern doing from a wide angle lens, and then we zoom slowly back down to the ground. That's how I do my forecasting analysis. So let's start with a wide angle lens here. Here's the jet stream. Cool. This is Friday afternoon. So as you can see, there's divergence aloft. That helps with ascending air at the ground. You need rising air at the ground in order to condense precipitation and moisture into clouds and form precipitation, okay? And as you can see, according to the GFS, there's anywhere from 80 to 100 knot winds excuse me, here overhead. For those of you science nerds, Bernoulli's principle comes into effect with banded snowfall, and I'll describe what that means in more intricate detail here in just a second. But there's this kink in the isobars. This is a short wave. You guys have heard me mention short waves a lot in forecast discussions. In other words, what a short wave is it's just an area or a pool of cold air moving through the flow. Now, the reason why short waves are significant is because we need the parcel of air at the ground to be warmer than the surrounding environment. So take my wine glass. Imagine this is a parcel of air. This is warm. The air around it needs to be cold. And if that's the case, under normal circumstances, that will cause this glass of wine or this parcel of air to rise. Okay? We get rising air, we get clouds, we get precipitation under normal circumstances. Okay? What this short wave does is it moves through the flow and it causes rising air. Okay? And that's what you need to produce instability, storm systems across the region. This is just a broad generalization, okay? This is going to be significant, this short wave, and this jet stream energy is going to be significant. And I'll show you in the radar loop over the next, I'm not sure how far this goes out, 60 hours. All right, so this is basically right now, okay? As you can see, there are snur showers still going here along the Continental Divide, the Highway 40 corridor, Winter Park, Tabernash, Granby, going over Cameron Pass, Steamboat, and there's some areas of snow flurries and or drizzle here along portions of I-25, okay? Rampart Range, Palmer Divide, Jefferson County. Let's loop this forward. Those showers will continue through tonight. Could be some areas of moderate to heavy snowfall at times overnight and into Friday morning. Excuse me. Over portions of I-76. So Morgan County, Phillips and Sedgwick County, Washington County could see a dusting of snowfall on the ground tomorrow morning. Can't completely rule that out. And of course, Palmer Divide be Palmer, or Cheyenne Ridge be Cheyenne Ridging. So could see some light accumulations here in southeast Wyoming and then the western Nebraska Panhandle going into Friday morning. Now let's look this forward. That eventually clears out just in time for the next storm system. You remember that short wave I was talking about? That moves into Colorado with that strong jet stream energy overhead and kablamo. Now we have precipitation again. Friday afternoon, blue represents snow, green is rain, and with the darker areas and embedded yellows, that's heavier precipitation, and I can't rule out thunderstorms, thunder boomies. So there might be a convective nature to this, which adds more to the spicy. But let's loop this forward. This is midnight, Friday night, going into Saturday morning. Notice the banded nature of snow. This is why this is significant. That means that there's, in all likelihood, probably going to be some pretty wide variations in accumulation over short distances. So I'll just pick out Firestone just for the hell of it. Sorry, I need a drink. My throat. Yeah, that's the part of my body. That's scratchy. I haven't had a drink in like 5 minutes. So good. All right. This is midnight, Friday night. Banded areas of snowfall, meaning wide disparities in accumulation over short distances. And some of these bands could be convective in nature, so you may see an occasional flash of lightning, hear a rumble of thunder, could be some grapple mixed in. I can't rule that out. And then we continue into Saturday morning. This is around 8 a.m. Still some areas of snowfall Basically, from the Palmer Divide, points north is where the heaviest amounts are going to be, with lighter amounts possible. El Paso, Lincoln County, going down into even the Pueblo donut hole. There's not going to be a lot of downsloping with this, because I think there will be a northeasterly upslope component to the wind. And then I think the shortwave and the jet stream energy will be enough to overcome any downsloping that's occurring. It's just going to be a matter of whether you're located underneath one of these heavier bands or not. That's ultimately what it's going to come down to. And then that clears out pretty quickly Saturday afternoon. And then with daytime heating, we could see some additional snow showers, some snare squirrels, and some embedded thunderstorms that move back over the area Saturday afternoon and into Saturday evening. Those will eventually die out as they move to the southeast. We lose daytime heating, we lose instability, and those showers generally diminish and vanish. So let's back this up real quick. This is now going overnight. Could see some areas of light to moderate snowfall across northern Colorado, southeast Wyoming, the western Nebraska Panhandle, going into Friday morning. And then as the shortwave moves into Colorado, we'll see more precipitation blossom Friday afternoon into Friday night. There could be some banded areas of snowfall because of the jet stream energy overhead. I can't rule out some rain and isolated thunder boomies in and north of Pueblo County. And then obviously as you get higher in elevation in El Paso County and going up and over the Palmer Divide and underneath the cold pool where the colder air is located, obviously all of this will be snow as you get into the Denver metro and points north. Areas of banded snowfall develop. There will be some pretty wide disparities in accumulation, I think, over fairly short distances. Overnight Friday into Saturday morning, that will eventually clear out late Saturday morning into or early Saturday afternoon, which will set the stage for scattered showers and thunderstorms and maybe some snare squirrels to develop as they train off the mountains and foothills and onto the I-25 corridor and portions of the Eastern Plains as we head into Saturday evening. We'll lose daytime heating Saturday evening as the sun goes down, and then those will eventually clear out and be gone by the time we get to Sunday. And holy shnikes, you are back to the pool on Sunday. Welcome to Colorado. Take a drink. I'm stressed out. That was actually a lot of fun. So I hope you guys understand what's coming. I hope you understood the probabilities. If you're just joining, don't worry. This is being recorded. I'll post it in its entirety after we're done. And it will also include captions, because I know there's a wonderful hard of hearing or deaf community that follows me as well. And I want you guys to be able to get this information too. So I will have captions for you once this is posted at the end. But let's go back to slides real quick. Let me back this up. Here's what we're looking at for snow accumulation potential. This is my forecast. This is not an app. This is not the National Weather Service. This is not the media. This is me. High probability of up to 6 inches or more falling in the foothills between 6,000 and 9,000 feet, as well as the northern mountains. Reasonably high probability of at least an inch of snowfall here along portions of I-25 in the Northeast Plains. And this will, of course, favor areas in and north of El Paso and Lincoln County. I think you'll see scattered rain showers and isolated thunderstorms changing over to wet snow at times in and south of Pueblo County. And then there's a high probability of up to 3 inches west of I-25 due to the northeasterly upslope, as well as the South Denver burbs and Palmer Divide. And then, of course, there's that variability, the 20% probability that at least 6 inches or more could fall in banded areas that set up between Greeley and Colorado Springs. So that took way too much time, but I hope you guys got a nice buzz going on. I certainly do. I don't know how I got through a forecast discussion without making a fool out of myself, but I will continue to push out updates. I appreciate and love all of you more than you will ever understand. And I enjoy so much doing this for a living, and grateful that I get to add value to my community and hopefully leave it a little bit better than I found it. So that's all I've got, at least for right now. More updates will follow here on the book face. I'm also online. For those of you that don't know, I have a website. I do. It's CodyTheWeatherGuy.com. you're not on social media as much, you can go to my website, codytheweatherguy.com. If you want to learn about who I am, it's all right there. If you're sitting on the toilet, taking a one or a dookie, and want to do a little bit of reading, there it is. You can do forecasts for Colorado as well as Idaho. I grew up just outside of Boise, so I do Idaho forecasts as well in the Treasure Valley. All the wonderful sponsors who donate to my page and to my cause to make this possible. And then, of course, if you want to learn a little bit more information on how to advertise with me, there's all the analytics, what basic, premier, and exclusive looks like. And yeah, pretty awesome economy that we've built here together. So I'm going to get back to my bottle of wine and whatever movie I had paused on the TV. But be safe, stay healthy, take care of each other, and don't be dum-dums.